Welcome to the 36th edition of the GITEX Technology Week, reaching you live from the United Arab Emirates. This year's edition features a number of Nigerian startups, 16 in total, and of course other Nigerian businesses. One of the Nigerian startups actually made it to the top 10 finalists in the startup competition, and his app will be the mobile app of the week. Don't forget, we also have a cool gift for you on the giveaway segment. This is Tech Trend, and I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.
The 2016 edition of GITEX features some of the latest technologies, including virtual reality, augmented reality, 3D printing, robotics, and lots more. The National Information Technology Development Agency were the organizers of the African Investment Forum that will promote global knowledge exchange, foster economic growth, and encourage startup investments. The Director General of the agency, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim, stresses the importance of collaboration as a way of developing the Nigerian IT industry.
We have an ongoing discussion with IBM. We met twice with them, and I feel there are areas that we can benefit from them. And this discussion is ongoing, and we will try to maintain it. In addition, we met with the ITIDA of Egypt. I think it's an African nation, and their mandate is very similar to that of NITDA in Nigeria. We started discussing with them, and I realized there are areas that I feel that we should collaborate with them to see at least how we can improve our agency and its mandate as well.
16 startups were selected by NITDA to represent Nigeria at this year's GITEX Global Startup Movement. Two Nigerian startups, Jenny Games and Go My Way, compete with over 400 other startups at the GITEX Startup Pitch Competition, with Jenny Games reaching the last 10 finalists. Adigbayo Adigbimbo, founder of Jenny Games, believes that the exposure will go a long way for his startup.
Well, amazing experience for one. It was a validation of our idea. I mean, that it's not just a local thing, and a global audience is valuing what we're doing. And the feedback that have come from them, the potential partnerships are big indicators that we're doing something good.
The National Coordinator, Office for ICT Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Bumi Okunowa, calls on government to do more to support Nigerian startups.
There are many ways we can support them. I'm going to start by things that I observed and I saw at GITEX right here. In the Startup Pavilion, we have government agencies like La French, and we have Startup Maroc, and a host of other countries that came with the likes of OIE, the likes of NITDA, who are supporting startups in their countries and promoting them. One of the ways I believe we can promote them is to always look for international platforms like this, where we can bring our startups to showcase what they have. Apart from showcasing, they can also learn about new things that are happening out there. They can engage partners, they can engage investors. The other way we can support them is to also look at ways we can always provide resources. Resources necessarily not meaning money, but resources in terms of business advisory services, creating that opportunity to connect them to the market, and also to create the environment where they can convey and share the ideas and share their experiences.
CEO, co-founder GoMyWay.com, Damilola Tedi, says the startups need more support to grow.
Well, funding is one. Access to funds easily from angel investors or even government. Support from the government as well in terms of resources and infrastructure that startups need to survive. And the market is already challenging enough, so if we can get some support in terms of infrastructure, that would be great.
The Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency commended the startups for a job well done.
I believe some of the startups we brought here, as long as they will be supported by us, particularly by international companies, they will be of world-class standard. So I'm so happy with them, I'm so impressed with them.
GITEX 2016 is a great exposure for startups and Nigeria delegates who attended the event as they look forward to contributing to the tech ecosystem. Public affairs sections of the United States Consulate General in Lagos commemorate October 2016 as Cybersecurity Awareness Month. With the growing threat of cyber attacks, the Department of Homeland Security in the United States formed an ongoing cybersecurity awareness campaign known as Stop, Think, Connect.
By joining Stop, Think, Connect, you will have connections to partners and subject matter experts who are committed to increasing our online safety. You will receive cybersecurity tips, messaging, articles, and presentations, and you will have access to monthly discussions highlighting current cyber issues and trends.
In July 2016, the cyber hacking group Anonymous, along with Ghost Squad hackers, they developed a campaign to target global financial institutions. Primarily, they wanted to hit London and New York on July 4th. They started this campaign in around February. The way they started was by sending IP addresses of some of their targets to groups and other hackers out there via YouTube. Everyone looks at YouTube. By July, they had shut down networks for like an hour. The reason these groups were successful is because they're organized and the end users aren't organized. We need to be just as organized as these hackers are, because we have to stop thinking connect.
Cybersecurity Ventures, a leading tech research company, in a report forecast that the global community will lose more than $6 trillion annually by 2021. Symantec, a technology security company, also added that cybercrime has now surpassed illegal drug trafficking as a criminal money maker, and in every 3 seconds, someone's identity is being stolen.
We need to equip the law enforcement agencies so that they'll be able to track, apprehend, and prosecute the cyber criminals. So they need that education, they need the tools to be able to do that. Then apart from that, there's need for sensitization, awareness, so that people will know that this thing is real and we need to do something about it. Another thing that needs to be done as a matter of urgency is the cyber security policy and strategy that we have. That is yet to be implemented. You know, the government needs to implement that as a matter of urgency. We've got Cybercrime Advisory Council now, but there is need to implement that policy and strategy as soon as possible.
Definitely, we've seen more Nigerians coming online and doing more things online, and that's quite positive because we've seen success stories of people leveraging the internet to create new opportunities for themselves, to expand their businesses beyond borders, to broadcast themselves, to reach a wider audience, and in some cases to learn completely new trades, right? And that's really positive. And as more people come online, it's also important for them to be aware about safety and how to be secure online. And there are general best practices around just making sure that you are not clicking on malicious sites, for example, that you're very conscious about where you provide your personal information, like financial information, where possible, adopt two-step verification. Those kinds of best practices are things that we encourage people to take advantage of.
Law enforcement officials expect the number of cybercrimes to increase and advise users to be more vigilant when using the internet. Leading researchers and engineers in the optics communication industry have gathered at the OFC conference in California, the largest conference for optics communications. One of the broadly talked about topics include the threat of a possible capacity crunch. As capacity crunch is becoming an imminent issue with increasing demand for web-based and mobile devices, cables and optic fibers that transfer data will reach a limit, but light could be the answer to future problems. According to a recent report from Cisco in 2015, global mobile data traffic grew by 74% and 563 million mobile devices and connections were added. Some researchers say the current growth in data traffic could result in capacity issues and energy consumption, leading to higher internet and mobile phone bills. Data centers, large networks of computer servers that transport data, are facing a potential dilemma of keeping up with consumer demand for data to run their devices like smartphones and tablets. Some scientists say one of the ways to prevent a capacity crunch is to create a transition from electricity to light in order to transfer data. Attending this year's OFC conference is Japanese telecommunications company Nippon Telegraph and Telephone, which is actively looking ahead into the future for a solution to keep up with the global demand of data.
See a very high demand for the data center interconnection between data centers. This is due to the massive growth of the smartphone traffic and some other new emerging service like Netflix type of stuffs.
Telecommunications sectors are struggling to keep up with consumer demands due to the surge of streaming services and internet TV. Looking ahead, data centers will be required to handle exponential growth in data, which can't be done using existing technologies. With this challenge also comes a huge increase in electricity consumption to keep these data centers running, as well as an increase in service costs on the consumer end.